with a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, the 17th day of July 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akenabi Holder, and as Adana said, yes, it's good to be here. Another day of the Tobago Updates morning show. We have so much to discuss, Adana, and today is a good day.
Yes.
Go out there and seize the day.
Yes, it is a good day. I wonder why it's a good day for some people. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to stick around for conversations here this morning. Here at the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, we have a lovely show lineup for you. Akinlabi, yes. I must say that you look very nice this morning in your pink shirt.
Thank you so much. You know, I had to bring out the pink this morning.
Yes. I quite like it on you, and I want to see you in more of these colors. I think you look beautiful on set this morning.
I'll try my best.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Of course, viewers, you know we are in the heritage season and so many things are happening, and we hope that you are participating in at least one or two of the events. Be a part of our culture. It's our thing, and so you should participate in at least one event, attend at least one event. Some events are even free, so you want to be a part of what is happening here on the island. But before we get into all of those conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Good morning. I am Lavian Cupid, and here's what's making your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. Law enforcement on the island has reportedly intensified its crackdown on the illicit drug trade. Trinidad and Tobago's strategic location has long made it a critical transshipment point in the international drug operation. However, Tobago police are now reporting significant victories in their fight against narcotics, even as they say they continue to discover worrying new trends. This from Woman Inspector Mahalia Bacchus, who spoke with us on the morning show and detailed two major operations on the island, which included the eradication of hundreds of marijuana trees in the Castara area last weekend and a recent operation on the Scarborough port where a vehicle was intercepted disembarking a vessel with a large quantity of marijuana. Though the TTPS continues to fight, a more alarming trend is emerging as local authorities have reported an increase in arrest for cocaine possession on the island. Bacchus says this development suggests that Tobago has cultivated a local user base for hard drugs, a development the TTPS finds deeply worrying. And up next, as the Tobago Heritage Festival continues to take center stage on the island with a host of events and activities, the Tobago Festivals Commission has taken the opportunity to honor those that paved the way. At Tuesday night, a folk fiesta competition, Tobagonian Miss Petronella Archer of Blackrock was honored with a portrait of herself for her contributions to the island's traditions and her dedicated involvement in the Blackrock Village Council. Also being honored was Miss Sandra Gopal, who was recognized as a true powerhouse of sport, culture, and community leadership in the village of Moriah, and standing tall as a king amongst the distinguished women and being honored for his contributions to Tobago's cultural, spiritual, and agricultural life was Charlottesville native Mr. Anthony Moore. Congratulations to our community stalwarts. And finally, in news of politics, People's National Movement Chairman Marvin Gonzalez did not mince words yesterday as he questioned whether he lived in Bangladesh or Delhi, India. Gonzalez was speaking on the appointment of several new state boards under the current United National Congress administration, which he says comprises of an unbalanced ethnic and racial composition. In a moment of reflection, Gonzalez further added that state boards under former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley would have never been allowed to predominantly comprise of citizens from one particular race. He said that Dr. Rowley insisted that the boards reflected the diversity of Trinidad and Tobago. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Lavian, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, I have to talk about Heritage, our Tobago Heritage Festival. I agree with you in the news story there where you spoke about Tobago Festivals Commissions rather, honoring our icons. And I think it's something beautiful that we should do, because many a times we wait until they have passed and then we have a memorial service. But I'm happy that these persons are receiving their flowers while they are alive.
Yes.
I really must say kudos to them there. But we have a story, Lavian. We have a story.
We do.
Talking about, I think it was yesterday, was the Folk Fiesta event?
It was
On
Tuesday.
Sorry, it was Tuesday. That's right, it was Tuesday. And we have somebody on set with us this morning who participated and boasting of winning in one or two of the categories. I don't know.
It was just one. It was just one category.
It's the humility for me.
I know.
Yes. We participated in the Transcendence Academy participated in the spiritual song category, and we won. Your boy went and sang a little bass with the choir, and we were victorious. So still on cloud nine about that.
Congratulations! All right.
Many congrats. I was wishing and hoping that we would have a little clip that we could play this morning, but another time for that. Another time for that.
Maybe at the end of the week you might see something.
But what events are you guys heading to? Because we have major ones coming up. We have Mariah Old Time Wedding, we have Charlottesville Natural Treasures Day, and we have the iconic Belmana Riot in Roxborough.
Oh gosh, and all of those are events that last year I really wanted to go to Roxborough and I did not get to go. I do not know if it will be possible this year. I'm putting that out there. I don't know if the producer and the technical team hearing me here. Right. I don't know what could become possible.
We are waiting for welcome you come up at Roxborough.
I know.
I love that, Lavian. I love that.
I definitely want to go to the Old Time Wedding. And I really want to see the Belmana Riots in
Yes, I really want to see that. Last year I went to Charlottesville, and I'm looking forward to that again. But you see, Roxborough, boy, I have to go up to Roxborough somehow by the hook or the crook. I must make it up there.
Just be ready, come hydrated, have your sunscreen. There's a little uphill trek, but that street theater project is wonderful. You don't want to miss it. You definitely want to be there. Definitely a staple, and not because I'm biased, we know that, but because it definitely is worth it.
Yeah, because when you really think about this story and the victory at the end of it, you just feel so proud, and it's like an opportunity to be a part of what happened, back in the day, to be a part, to actually see and to feel, what took place back there. So, it really is something to look forward to. I'm being told
lives on in us.
Yes, and I am being told that we have some footage that we want to share with you guys this morning. So hold on, let me just run to this little clip this morning and see if you identify anybody among what is happening there on screen for you. So that was one of the groups participating there at the Heritage Festival. We will get the one that we're looking for in a short. But in the meantime, we really do want to encourage all of Tobago and visitors here on the island and persons who are thinking about coming across for the vacation period. There are so many activities happening on the island where our Tobago Heritage Festival is concerned. And if you have never been a part of it, trust me, you want to experience at least one event for the Tobago Heritage Festival.
And as you touched on visitors there, I just want to touch a bit on the cleanup project on our beaches down on the west side. Store Bay, Pigeon Point, Swallows. I think Store Bay and Swallows is ongoing, but Pigeon Point's management was able to see the blanket of Sargassum coming in and prepare for its landing, and was able to deal with the situation, I think, in under 90 minutes. The manager, Miss Abigail Daniel, would have told me. So I really want to give kudos to them and kudos to the THA for the work that's being done, because this Sargassum issue is really putting a financial dent into the pockets of hoteliers and anyone operating on our beaches, and also overall.
Yes, but
our tourism product.
I think they cleaned up the Store Bay beach as well. In a quick time, within a few hours, they were able to clean up the Store Bay beach as well. So that was pretty quick action by the by the THA.
Yeah.
And you know, the good thing about it is anticipating and putting a plan in place so that when it arrives, you're able to move speedily to get it out of the area, right? So, Lavian, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Of course. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Take care.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have something for you before we head on to our birthday shout-outs. And let's just see what is in the kitty for you this morning. To zoom in and see if you know anybody there. Have you identified? I think I can see someone I know. I think I can see him. So viewers, tell me that you identify somebody there. You must have identified somebody there. Akinabi, what was the... I mean, I know it's not the first time you're performing, not the first time you're taking a stage, but in terms of preparing for events like this, what is it like? And especially when you take the stage to perform a song of this nature, what is the feeling like for you?
Well, strangely enough, like you said, I'm accustomed performing, but for this performance, I don't know why, but I just felt a little bit nervous. But the group, we worked very hard, and we have a very strong chemistry, and that camaraderie within the group is really, really good. We have a very good energy with each other, and we know when to get down to work, when to get serious, and to really put in that work. So the experience was pretty good. Choir singing like this is something new that I'm trying, and I'm really enjoying it thus far.
I like this for you. I really, really like this for you, and I hope to see more of this coming from you, Akinlabi.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And as usual, you know, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we love a good celebration. And we want to start off by saying happy birthday to Jenny Baines. Happy birthday to Jenny Baines. This is the wife of Assemblyman Bishop Terence Baines. Yes, she is celebrating a birthday today. And with love, we say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life. And we do hope that as you enter this new season, this new chapter, that you see the glory of God in a new dimension in your life. So happy birthday to you.
And we're saying happy birthday to Miss Alice Koshi Cooper. Yes, Miss Alice Koshi Cooper, today is your special day. We hope that you celebrate it in good faith and be safe. Go out with your friends, have a nice drink, maybe a cocktail or a mocktail, whichever one you prefer. And we hope that they shower you with love and good blessings. And we hope that you take some time off to reflect on your life and reflect on all that God has blessed you with. Happy birthday to you, Miss Koshi Cooper.
Right, and also we say happy birthday to Janelle Moore Scott. Janelle Moore Scott is celebrating a birthday, and we do pray God's blessings upon your life. We do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday surrounded with friends, family, loved ones, and well-wishers. And we hope that you get to enjoy all the love that comes with celebrating a birthday. And you know what? Even though we don't have your photographs, we still want to join in the celebration with you this morning, whatever you are celebrating. But we remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. All right, so Akinlabi, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio?
Well, this morning we have Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panton, the Secretary of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. And she's coming in to speak with us. It's going to be another prolonged interview. And she's going to be speaking to us about the Sargassum influx update, as well as the visit of the Minister of Agriculture to Tobago. And afterwards, in our Woman in Business segment, we have one Miss Renessa Ortiz, Miss Tobago 2024, and Miss Trinidad and Tobago finalist. And she's also the CEO and founder of Ren Creates.
All right, sounds like a lovely lineup this morning. And viewers, of course, we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire programming today. Grab your cup of coffee, grab your cup of tea. Those of you who are traveling, who are on our nation's roads, we thank you for inviting us on that journey with you this morning as you prepare for work, wherever you are going this morning. Thank you so much for choosing us. You are the reason why we are number one. So we do thank you. All right, we have to go for a short break before we begin conversations in studio, and as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
Do more, live more. Do more, live more. Oh, do more, live more. This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
The Tobago Heritage Festival 2025. This week has the highly anticipated Folk Fiesta on Tuesday, July 15th at the Shore Park Complex from 3 p.m. We Tambrin Story 2, July 16th at the Hope Community Center. Youth Quake, July 17th at the Shore Park Complex. Courtship Codes, July 18th at the Golden Lane Government Primary School. Tobago Old Time Wedding in Mariah, July 19th. And then we head to Mason Hall on Sunday, July 20th for the games we used to play.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and the Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting With Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways. Tickets to the heritage events and a 2-night stay to the Mandalina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago Updates on all their social media platforms, Kina Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage Experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and do something.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. Before we begin conversations in studio, I must say happy birthday. We have another birthday shout out this morning, and this happy birthday is going to Patricia Denoon, Pastor Patricia Denoon, a woman of the cloth, a very, very humble, loving, caring woman, and a retired school teacher. We want to say happy birthday to you, and we do pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday today, and we hope that you continue to walk in the grace and the blessings of Almighty God. So happy birthday to you. All right, so we begin conversations this morning in studio, and we have with us Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin. She's the Secretary of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. And as you are aware, there is an influx of sargassum on our beaches on the island, and so this morning she's here to give us an update. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning everyone, and let me say Merry Christmas to those celebrating Christmas in
July.
Right, hence the colors.
Right. I don't know if we can ever predict if, when, and how much the influx is going to be with sargassum, but over the years we've been seeing it coming into our shores. And I know in recent times, especially, the quantities coming in is a large quantity. And so we just want to know where we are in terms of preparedness for its collection, removal. I know on the west end there was some coming into Pigeon Point area, and in speedy time they were able to, So what is happening where the influx is taking place?
Okay, so on the Caribbean seaside, that's where all the popular beaches are, Pigeon Point, Torby. I think this is a new phenomenon because most times the influx would come on the Atlantic side. All right. When it first occurred, I mean, it has been occurring for some time. But when we first intervened, it was as a result of the threshold, the amount of sargassum, and of course the smell that would emanate from the sargassum. So that is why we intervened at that time. It is a natural occurrence, I would have to say now, because it has been happening, and it is happening in the Caribbean as well, right? Sargassum is nothing new in the ocean. What we're having is an overgrowth of the sargassum. right? And of course, you understand that the runoff from land, you know, all these, the increase in nutrients. So that is why you have excessive sargassum growing out there and washing up on the shores due to the ocean currents. So what we have to look at oftentimes is how do we approach this cleanup exercise. On the Caribbean seaside, it's not that much in terms of the build-up, in terms of the threshold. But on the Atlantic side, what we wait on is to see how much and if we need heavy equipment to intervene. The last time we had to intervene using heavy equipment because it exceeded the threshold, our expectations. So we had to provide relief to Magdalena and some beaches in Speyside, you know, because you have restaurants in the vicinity there, hotels, you have schools. So we had to intervene because how it impacted the stakeholders on the shoreline, on the coastline, right? So we're not just going to intervene for intervening's sake because it's not free. You have to pay for it, right? So once you engage the contractors to clean up, and then the contractors must have some experience because we can't have them going on the beach and doing excessive removal of sand along with the sargassum because you'll have further, this will be causing erosion and other damage to the coastline. So once it's sargassum, it's not that much. We engage persons to do the cleanup, you know, you sweep it up, you scoop it up, right? That's something simple. But once it exceeds the threshold where we need heavy equipment, then we will intervene.
Secretary, I know that there are various strategies to clean up the sargassum, and some in some places they tackle it out at sea.
Correct.
Is the THA looking into that?
Yes, definitely. We have people who are coming forward with the proposals. But for now, the direct intervention is necessary.
How do we dispose of it though? When we clean it up from the beaches, where do we cart it away to?
The last time we had a private landowner giving us permission to dump it on his land for whatever use, because some people like to use it for different reasons. So for now, that is how we discard of it. Once persons give us permission, right, you can bury it as well, but some persons pile it up, and then we, you know, guide them as to how to clean it up and use it for further use. But we wouldn't advise persons to just scoop it up from the shoreline and use it in agriculture, because some plants would just take up you know, harmful, you know, so we have to guide people as to how to use sargassum so that it's safely used in agriculture. But for now, we dump it once we have permission on different private lands and or state land. Once it doesn't affect anybody.
And you know, as you're talking about repurposing it, has there been a wider conversation in terms of the uses, the benefits? Because I know in some other countries, even in the Caribbean, they have been using it even to make blocks, as far as I could recall.
Right.
Have we been having that wider conversation? How do we use this to our benefit? Because over the years we have been seeing the increase, and so we can use it to make more resources here on the island of Tobago. So has that conversation been had? And also any more in terms of research, what can we actually do and how do we use it for these other projects?
Now, I would advise, and this is my personal advice, because, you know, I believe in science. I would advise to stay away from using it on your body or ingesting it. For now, that block side there, I've heard it before. Some people use it in construction. I believe that's the best way to go. Sometimes new research pop up and then you find out, okay, you're using it in your creams and your soaps, and then something happens and, you know, you can't take back what already happened to your body. So as soon as we have, you know, confirmation as to other uses that, you know, to the human body, I would stay away from that. But to try to implement it into construction and different ways, yeah, definitely I would support that.
And but have you seen a proposal? Because you said you saw proposals coming in from persons and how to deal with it.
Yes,
but
verbal proposals, nothing in writing,
right?
There are not very many people in this space that have equipment that could stop it out at out at sea. But what I want to understand, because remember, once you're spending government funds, you must have a process, right? Procurement is engaged and all of that. So while people talking in this space as to what they can do, because I haven't seen anything, but I've gotten verbal, right? So what they would have to do is I'll have to look at what that procurement process is in order to engage them.
And also concerning proposals to how to repurpose it. Has persons come forward?
Not yet. Not with that.
proposals?
Yes,
Okay.
not with that.
But has there been any?
But I would encourage persons in the private sector to also come forward, because we shouldn't allow the government to do every single thing.
Yeah.
Yes, but once the private sector gets involved, or we have a public-private partnership, that will be feasible as well.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Has there been any invitation, or let's see how we can do, because as you rightfully said, the government can't really do everything, and there are other stakeholders as well. Invite them to have conversations among themselves, do the research, get the evidence, and see what we can do in terms of how we could cut that away. So I'm happy that that is a possibility as well, where that is concerned.
Oh, definitely. We have had persons come forward. Remember, the assembly had a wood hog. You may not know what a wood hog is, but it's something that would process wood cuttings and into wood chips and things that we could use for mulching. And we've had people come forward and saying to us, well, pay us to do that, but given the type of the government process, you can't do that. So we engage in public-private partnerships with some of these people, so that they know, okay, when we do any sort of pruning and cutting, or you have people doing it, then we engage them and they benefit from selling the wood chips. So that discussion could be held as to how we could have meaningful partnerships as it relates to Sargassum as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's where we are in terms of the influx of sargassum. We have a process that we're working on in terms of carting away. We have some place that we could store in the meantime, and discussions are ongoing in terms of how we can repurpose the sargassum, because we are seeing the increase. And strangely, on the Caribbean seaside, it was really, really, as you said, phenomenal to me to hear. When I heard somebody saying there's sargassum in Pigeon Point, I was like, Pigeon Point?
Yes, and that's because of the ocean currents.
Right. And so these are things that we kind of need to understand as well. We need to be aware as to what climate change and all the atmospheric changes that are happening globally, not just in Tobago. So we have to be aware as to what is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break, but we will come back with the Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panton as we continue conversations here in studio this morning. But in the meantime, help us to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Hello, New York! Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17th, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. I forget to tell all you, it's the 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
Well, I want a proper window for me house, eh? I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but cousin Tufina tell me for call all you go get proper thing for put there. Me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me pick me them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Trace Springer down by the page down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward boy and them Edward people them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Trace Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 bottle of rum, DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 girls to a man, DJ start the thing, let me rum my shit. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Hey, 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 take out your flag and fling it up, take out something and fling it up, fling it up, fling it up high. Hey, 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 start to jump up and fling it up, take out something and fling it up.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. And we have in the studio with us Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panton. Yes, and we continue the conversations concerning agriculture in Tobago. And we want to shift gears and talk about the visit of the Minister of Agriculture in the new UNC administration in central government. So, Secretary, tell us, when was this visit done?
It was last week, Friday, right? Senator Ravi Ratiram came very last minute. He came, I mean, I knew of his visit, but he came in so casually, you know, because I'm accustomed to all the fanfare and all of that with ministers. But he was like, I'm coming to Tobago, I'm coming on Friday. And, you know, he notified me on Monday and he said he would like to meet with me. So I thought it was a whole big fanfare thing. And the gentleman just walked in normally, in a normal, casual way. And it was exciting to see because I don't think that the division has ever received a visit from a minister, especially in that very humble way.
Yes.
And he met with my colleagues and I, Assemblyman Nigel Tate was there, Assemblyman Niall George was there, and it was a breath of fresh air to see that a minister could come into the division and not only meet with us but meet with the staff. So I really want to sincerely thank the minister for giving us that experience at the division.
You know, in terms of the conversation, because, you know, we've had in the past where we're saying there's a pulling and tugging and, you know, all sorts of conversations, but we're focusing now on advancing, progressing. Where do we go from here? How do we partner? How do our, you know, our policies align? You know, our vision for agriculture in Trinidad and Tobago and the type of support that the Tobago House of Assembly will get from the central government for agriculture, because we know your division is one of the biggest divisions in the Tobago House of Assembly. And so how was the conversation structured in terms of the support that you will get partnering with the projects that you want to, you know, undertake here on the island of Tobago?
Okay, so when I was notified of him coming, I assembled a team at the division for us to sit down and discuss all the outstanding issues that we've been having over the years, and, you know, basically telling them that this is an opportunity to dialogue with Trinidad so that we could have some meaningful changes. They were all excited. Of course, we didn't know that the format would have been a very simple one, right? But we decided to have a pre-meeting on the Tuesday, and we discussed each department and all the challenges of each department and how we would put it forward to the minister. So at the meeting, it was, I mean, he seemed very surprised as well. And, you know, his advisor also said that it looked like we did our homework very well. So I was happy about that. And they didn't realize that the division was so big, just like you all know in Tobago. And they were really impressed as to how much we would have achieved with no money at all. But also some of the things that were pretty simple that they could address in Parliament. So I know the Chief Secretary would have spoke about our marine park. The only designated marine park that we have is Bucco Reef Marine Park, and we would like to possibly make space at a marine park, but, you know, for now we only have that designated area. So we need laws to further protect that marine park area. So that's something that we discussed. We discussed the fisheries bill, the recently drafted fisheries bill, that very little consultation took place last year, and it was sort of rushed. So we had an opportunity to voice that at the meeting, that we need more further consultation. But not only that, we were able to present the draft to him of our concerns here in Tobago. So the Tobago experience, it was an opportunity to do that, really get our perspective. And the minister was very attentive. He listened carefully to everything. He was quite knowledgeable. So I believe he was either on the committee, because when the legal officer started to talk, then they started to talk because they knew each other, yeah? So they decided to exchange those drafts immediately, and we were obviously we were prepared. There are some things, especially like incentives, that you know, what would happen is Trinidad would just notify us and they would invite us to a meeting in Tobago to hand out some of the incentives, and we're not really part of the process. So that was pointed out as well, and even to sit on some of the committees so that we could have a voice as to what we could do to bring a proportion or a percentage of the allocation to Tobago, so that our technical officers can be involved in the assessment. And then we from this Tobago leg could distribute further incentives for the farmers and fisher folk. So we had quite an extensive dialogue, and I can tell you that The minister is very proactive. As soon as he returned, we started to talk again. So it wasn't a talk shop. And we were able to identify different things in the division that we would definitely partner on because we share the same sort of mandate. The minister is very excited about technology, the new company tags. So he spoke very highly of that because he believes in that technology can drive agriculture. So he really rated up the company. So big up yourselves. Tadco, a lot of the companies. So even Tari, the Institute of Research up at Kendall Farm School. So he took a keen interest in some of these companies as well and what they have been doing over the 3.5 years. So I'm really happy to say that in 1 week, the things that we have been battling for 3.5 years, it was nice to hear that the minister is saying, oh, we'll have some equity. We'll have some equity, I mean, definitely. So I really want to applaud him just being a regular, you know. Yes, yes, and he's excited about the partnerships to come.
So, Secretary, you mentioned that some of the initiatives or programs or plans that the THA has is aligning with the ministry. I don't know if you could give us some specific examples so we could know, so people can know what to look forward to in terms of partnerships. What specific partnerships that you all are looking towards?
Now, agriculture is a science and a business, and we believe in building capacity. Why we have to build capacity? A lot of times you hear people saying, oh, you have a lot of training programs, and we have to have these training programs because if you're a farmer, it isn't just about planting and selling. You have to know post-harvest techniques. Yes. If you're a butcher, you would definitely need to know, you know, standards in terms of health, how you prepare your meat, how you do specialty cuts if you're going to sell just beyond just selling the animal. So there are different things that you'd have to learn if you want to get onto the market. The market isn't just Tobago. The market is Trinidad and Tobago, the wider Caribbean and the world. In order for you to enter onto the market, you need to understand all the standards that exist and how to adhere to them. And that is why the division continues to train our stakeholders. We are preparing you not only for the world, but we ourselves need to understand that we need standards in Tobago. What we consume is extremely important. We talk about non-communicable diseases such as cancer. A lot of us know people dying from cancer now. So that is why we need to train people on how to prepare their food, not only for personal consumption, but for the market. The ministry, they have a lot of technical capacity in Trinidad that we may not have in Tobago. Sometimes we are faced with diseases, right? We had issues with coconuts and citrus in the past. So we have to partner with Trinidad in order to fight some of these diseases so that when we have, and pests as well, so that when we give plants to persons, you know, you're getting the best quality plants. We partner with Trinidad oftentimes. Like recently we had Marcus Maiku. He's from Trinidad. He's an agronomist, and he would have demonstrated how to grow pawpaw within a very short space of time and the amount of pawpaw on one plant, rather than you waiting for years to pick one pawpaw, a whole, you know. So he shortened that time to 5-6 months. So you need technical capacity, and it's safe to use because people worry about GMO and all this kind of thing. So no. Safe scientific methods, the use of fertilizers, all these things. So partnering in terms of technical capacity is extremely important with Trinidad. And plant quarantine is also under our division. We have a lot of departments and units that I rarely speak about. We have the veterinary assistants, the vets, they also need technical capacity in terms of embryonic transfers and all of these things. So we definitely, not only Trinidad, but across the world. China, we had recently, not China, Cuba, assisting us with the embryonic transfer. And of course, if you look at how they do it in Cuba, it's not definitely the environment we had to do it in Tobago. We had to do it in a pen outside. We don't have any veterinary lab, and that is why building a veterinary lab is priority on all it. Because so when the Cubans come back, we're not trying to transfer embryos right in the open space. So we have to move from this traditional way that we have to modernize our standards, and so that we could be in line with the world, right? Be in line with Trinidad and the region. We have to move from traditional to modern, so that Tobago gets on the map in terms of food security.
I'm hoping that the conversation sounds good. I mean, you're saying that the minister is in agreement with ensuring, that there is that measure of support there. And so now we wait for execution in terms of when projects come up to ensure, you have to follow up and follow through and ensure that the support that was promised.
I'll tell you something, I'm pretty good at reading body language and knowing whether or not people are enthusiastic about partnering. And I can definitely tell you just that follow-up, because the Friday when he came, the Monday we were talking, and we're still talking, right? So I'm pretty good at this. And I can tell you that the minister is definitely interested in partnering with Tobago to ensure that Tobago walks hand in hand, side by side, that we expected, right, to happen. So I'm really happy, I'm genuinely happy about what happened.
Well, we look forward with bated breath to see the execution of those projects. And of course, we continue to hope for and wish for the best, because it's in the best interest of all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we do hope for future successes as well. In closing, is there anything that you'd like to share or to ensure that our viewers are aware of?
Well, in closing, I would like to say that over the years, I've always practiced that ridge to reef concept. We may be a tiny island, but we contribute to our environment in different ways. And I would want it to be positive. I want us to be mindful that what we do on land ends up in the sea. Oftentimes when you hear we do beach cleanups, people think we're cleaning up the beach because people go to the beaches and they leave their garbage there. No. Most of the garbage comes from land, or it comes from not our land only, but it washes ashore from land. So I just want persons to be mindful of the activities that you do. Don't take it for granted that what we have here, what we're living on, right, that it would always sustain us and our children and the future generation. So every time you eat, don't throw your wrapper in the drain because it ends up in the sea. It might choke a turtle. So try to be mindful of the things that you do. Even turning off the lights if you're not using it, overuse of water. Think about everything that you do daily that compromises your existence in the future. So that I would like to wrap up with that.
And that is I didn't expect you to go there, but that's so very, very important. And these are things that we really do take for granted. So you have to be mindful of your actions, because your actions are not just about you. Thinking about a wrapper from a candy, something that you just toss aside. I see people driving and throwing things out their car.
Yeah.
And
once it's not biodegradable, that's not advisable, because it ends up in the rivers, and it ends up in the sea, and we want to protect and preserve what we have in Tobago. So if we can do our part, right, let's do it. It's just as simple as, training yourself to become more sensitive as to the needs of people around you and the needs of your children and the future generation.
That's right. And I love that. And I do hope that our viewers are paying attention, and that we definitely will take up that responsibility to ensure that we contribute to a better Tobago space. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio. And as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
The Tobago Heritage Festival 2025. This week has the highly anticipated Folk Fiesta on Tuesday, July 15th at the Shore Park Complex from 3 p.m. We Tambrin Story 2, July 16th at the Hope Community Center. Youth Quake, July 17th at the Shore Park Complex. Courtship Codes, July 18th at the Golden Lane Government Primary School. Tobago Old Time Wedding in Mariah, July 19th. And then we head to Mason Hall on Sunday, July 20th for the games we used to play.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. This is the Women in Business segment, and I'm so happy this morning to be introducing to you Miss Renice Ortiz, Miss Tobago 2024 and Miss Trinidad and Tobago finalist. She's also the CEO and founder of Ren Creates. What is Ren Creates? Well, you want to stay with us to know what that is. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
All right. A pleasure, of course, having you in our Women in Business segment. And, of course, representing Tobago and doing your thing. And so we're happy that you are now a business owner, a founder and a CEO of your own business. Right. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Ren Creates was founded during the COVID period. During that time, a lot of persons would have found the skills that they have or dormant skills they weren't using for a while. I started my journey at Signal Hill Secondary, where I did clothing and textiles as a subject. During that time is where we were learning about the sewing machine, how to draft your patterns, and I found pattern drafting very tedious and irritating. And after doing it for probably about a year after, I put it down for a while and I focused heavily on sciences. I wanted to be a medical doctor. And after school, I started working, following up on that application. I was denied twice. Then COVID came. I started making masks, and a friend of mine told me, why don't you capitalize on the skill that you have? Didn't pay much mind to it. And after everything started normalizing, I had 2 friends reach out to me to make clothes for them. These garments were made solely with the University of YouTube.
Many of us went there.
The University of YouTube. And after that, I enrolled in physical courses in 2021 or 2022. For that entire year, it was strictly courses, month after month, back to back. And from there, this is how Ren Creates came about. So I've been in business about 4 years now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And we have some photographs of your work. And for a business that is only about 4 years old, and I'm looking at these pieces, some of them designed and made by you.
Yes.
Wow. So
Yes.
tell me about this piece. I want to stay here, guys. I want to stay here on this piece. Tell me about this piece.
So this piece is actually my first bride. She came to me while I was still closed. This was after the hiatus from pageantry. I was closed for a bit and was taking some time to settle back home. And she came to me. We did the measurements. All of this is happening while business was still closed. So when I opened back, this was the first piece that I put out that I was doing during that time. It was challenging in terms of this being the first bride that I'm going to put out. There was a pressure on me to ensure that everything was to a certain standard, because I believe in everything that you put out, it must reflect what you want to showcase for your brand, your business, and yourself as a business owner. So I was really proud of this entire achievement. The comments afterward as well, they were very receptive, they were very positive, and I continue to use that in anything I do going forward.
All right, let's see some of the other designs, because, I mean, when I look at when I look at your pieces, you know, and I'm thinking a small business, and you started off by saying that you hated drafting.
Yes,
that was
I
so
hated it.
frustrating to you. And look at what you were able to create. So when a client comes to you and they give you their vision, their idea, some might come with designs, I am sure.
Yes.
And some might be thinking, well, this is the look I'm going for, but no specific design. What then is the process?
I usually ask clients to have a consultation with me, mainly because we would see styles on the internet, or we would have a vision for how we would want to look at an event, but we need to take into consideration body types, body proportions. That is something that is very important, because what you have is short torsos, long torsos. You may have a longer lower body or a shorter lower body, and the piece that you are showing me is on someone with a body proportion that is completely different to yours, and that doesn't mean that that style would be suitable for you. So what I would have to do is be able to explain this to you, because you're coming to me for my expertise. That, you know, well, okay, maybe you like this on this design, we could incorporate it here, but we'll have to do a little bit of tweaking to ensure that it suits you as the individual, because you are the person that is wearing the garment isn't wearing you.
So let me ask you this question, right? Between designing, consulting, designing, and sewing, which part of this process is your favorite?
There are many pieces that can be considered my favorite, but I would say going to the fabric store and choosing the fabrics. Yes. When you feel the fabric, it's a completely different zone that you get into, because that is what is going to bring your piece to life. The wrong choice of material, the wrong choice of notions can turn your entire design upside down. So I actually like to go in and feel, look at the sheen on the fabric, the weight of the fabric, the stretch or no stretch at all. Putting shades together, because sometimes already here is completely off to already here. So you might want to use the tool with a lining, and the lining that you have might be just a tad bit off, and that changes everything.
Wow. So it's a whole process.
It's a whole process.
Wow. And how has it been for you in terms of engaging your clients, getting repeat clients or referrals? How has that been for you over the years?
It has actually been very exciting. It's good to know that the work that you put out, people are actually willing to refer you. That is something that causes your business to grow. And apart from referrals, I think customer service is very important and very, very crucial. And I believe that that is also why I get the referrals that I do, because I treat everyone the same way. I treat them how I would want to be treated as a customer when I go to an establishment. So it's less of a formal setting, it's more casual. We will have conversations. Sometimes you learn from your customers, because you wouldn't know everything. And as a business owner, it's crucial to have that relationship with your customers. It also helps to lighten the amount of times you have to do fittings as well, because you're going to have to come to me for fittings. And it helps to make you feel a bit more comfortable if it is we have a relationship and we establish a certain level of trust. So all of that is it's fulfilling. Very fulfilling.
You know, I was going to ask that, and you said it. Very, very fulfilling. And what are you looking forward to the most with your business?
I am looking forward to creating more gowns. I've always loved the dresses and the elaborate trains and the embellishments. I think with designing and sewing, a lot of people also don't understand the amount of work that goes into the craft. It just looks as though you take two pieces of fabric and you sew them together and you think that's it. No, it's a lot of technical work that goes into it. It's a lot of trial and error. Even if you have gone to fashion school, when you do come out, it's a matter of still learning. So it's a matter of being self-taught with also the guidance of instructors. And I'm very grateful to the people who have been on this journey with me, who have shared their insights with me. Yes, University of YouTube, but also from my own personal experiences, because I don't think you'd be able to learn everything from an instructor. You have to put some level of work in on your own, read books, watch videos, your trial and errors from your clients, because sometimes some of the knowledge I have gained with fabrics and clients is because it was crunch time and it was almost deadline and I needed to find out this way to get this particular thing done. So it's about your grit and your ability to not give up.
And how can persons find you if they want to book a consultation, perhaps, or have something sewn by you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Run Create. You can also have my contact. It's 293-0372. 293-0372.
All right. So, of course, I must wish you the absolute best as you continue with your business, Ren Creates. And I'm looking forward to seeing some gowns in the future because I know that's one of the things you're looking forward to the most.
Yes.
So all the best to you. And may you continue to have favor and all the clients that you are hoping for and all the experiences that you're looking for through your business.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to end the morning show on such a light note this morning. And of course, if you're looking for a gown, check out Ren Creates on Facebook and on Instagram, or you can give her a call. All right. This morning we head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago. So please stay with us. And as you stay, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hi, I am Dr. Faith Brabner, Deputy Chief Secretary and Secretary for Health, Wellness and Social Protection. So we are here at the orientation for the TRHA internship. This is the third year we're having this internship, and it really is an opportunity for young people to see the inner workings of the healthcare sector. And the inner workings of the healthcare sector would allow them to determine their career paths, and it's really just an opportunity for them to understand how healthcare really works and to see how they can be a part of that future.
Hi, I'm Jaylene Jennings Henry, former TRHA intern 2024. My experience with the TRHA internship program has been wonderful. I have gained a lot of experience, met new people. I did not go into the position that I wanted to go into, but the position that they placed me gave me an immense amount of opportunities. I met new people. I worked really hard. I was outstanding, and I was given more opportunities to the future and gained some new contacts. Absolutely. I would recommend this program because you will, as I said, you would gain more opportunities. You would meet new people. It has certain parts in life that may be dull to you, things that have not been brought to your attention as a young adult, that they would enlighten you on, not just in the workspace, but in life itself, in finance, in house building, in getting a car. All of these things, business, would help you as a young person going into the work world and as an adult.
My name is Jabari Darlington, and I am a past TRHA 2024 intern. No, I would not recommend it for the hospital alone because I am someone who does not plan to get into the medical field after I finish my studies. And seeing as the internship was all inclusive, I don't think it should just be limited to the hospital alone, but the office area is important as well in day-to-day activities, even within the hospital.
Hi, my name is Janae Nicholas, and I'm a part of the 2025 TRHA Summer Internship Program. For this program, I came into it anticipating to have a good hands-on experience in the healthcare sector. Specifically, I would love to learn more about the back-end things that helps the entire healthcare system to work, namely in biomedical engineering, how the equipment is maintained and repaired, and all the other paperwork and everything else that goes into it.
My name is Ellis Joel. I am a first-time participant in the TRHA Summer Intern Programship. My expectations from this program is to, one, develop my leadership skills and proceed forward in becoming a better leader, exploring and getting hands-on development in the area of engineering, as well as expanding my knowledge to see where in the healthcare industry can I continue and improve and bring my knowledge as an electrical engineer in the biomedical area to develop healthcare and even other parts of society around the world.
My name is Dana Baker, and I'm a first-time participant of the TRHA Summer Internship Program. Well, what I expect from this program is to gain a better understanding on the work world and to understand how the health system works. I am an aspiring psychologist, and I believe that this program can be very beneficial to me so that I can gain more knowledge. For future participants, I hope that they are able to as well gain this knowledge, and I hope that this program can continue so that it can better our community and better the lives of all the youths.
My name is Giselle Gittins-Peters. I am the Vice Chairperson for the Tobago Regional Health Authority's Internship Committee. So the truth is the TRHA would have started this internship program years ago, but then COVID came and voila, here we are. So the 2023 installment of the internship would have seen the reintroduction of the internship here at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. And the idea is to expose as many young Tobagonian students to what the healthcare industry has to offer. It is a dynamic ecosystem, and well, COVID would have taught us, listen, we need to do things better. So the internship is really like a gauge into preparing our young people into the world of work, into the entry into healthcare. And even if it is they don't come back to the healthcare industry itself, the skills that they would have been taught, the experiences, the networking, it would set them apart as part of the wider world of work. Oh, and that's one of the beautiful things with our program. This is not just for persons who probably have an interest in pharmacy, nursing, medicine. We have students from across the board. We have biomedical engineers, we have teachers, we have psychologists, we have persons who are actually doing what we call the traditional trades. So yes, we are allowing persons from a various cross-section of education to participate in the program. And like you said, it is not just doctors and nurses that make up this ecosystem. We have all these other allied health, and this is one of the ways that we get these persons to come on board to appreciate what it is we are trying to do here in Tobago.
I am Assemblyman Megan Morrison, area representative for the electoral district of Mount St. George Goodwood, and the Assistant Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. This summer internship is a way to bring much needed resources to the health institution. Initially, this program started, I think, with 50 participants. I think that number has increased. So already we have expanded the program. And as the need arises, I see the program going from strength to strength as the need becomes necessary.
Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want to be asked. This morning, I am joined in studio with some lovely members of the Lambo Credit Union. But before we get deep into that this morning, let's have our news in 90 seconds. The family of 60-year-old Daryl Figueroa, who died on July 2nd after sustaining severe head injuries when he fell from a ladder while working at a property in Bonaccord, area is demanding answers. Figueroa of Mount Hay died following an alleged 10-hour wait for a CT scan at the Scarborough General Hospital. The well-known electrician was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. However, relatives say despite signs of head trauma, he was left waiting for 10 hours. Delays, they believe, cost him his life. Relatives claim that the hospital staff initially informed them that the machine was down and that Figueroa will be transferred to the Roxborough Hospital for urgent imaging. They further described confusion and conflicting updates from hospital staff, with no clear confirmation of his condition for several hours. Figueroa was finally scanned at around 5 a.m. on July 2nd, but died shortly after at 6:30 a.m. His family is calling for a full investigation into his death as they believe the Tobago health system has failed him. And additionally, October Carnival is heating up. On Monday night, Fog Angels Juve Band and Mass Band has launched their collection of Wild Wild West. The virtual presentation consisted of several sections for Pretty Mass and included Juve celebrations. Revelers can look forward to an all-inclusive experience and access to exclusive events. And showcasing their 2025 collection, we had Iconic Mass with their launch of Tropical Bliss. Iconic boasts of an ultra-premium all-inclusive experience on the road for both Juve and Pretty Mass. Both bands can be reached on their various platforms. And that was on news in 90 seconds. And so as I indicated this morning, we are having an extremely exciting conversation. And why, you might ask, is because we have the crew from Lambo Credit Union here with us this morning. And we are chatting as they celebrate 79. And that means the 79th annual general meeting and a lot more. Good morning this morning. I have in studio with me Mr. Keegan Dinu. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning,
as well as Miss Nikki Ann Inns Kent.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And so, Keegan, currently you are one of the members of the committee.
Yes, the credit committee, correct.
Credit committee, and you are one of the business analysts. Nikki Ann.
I am.
Excellent. And so when we talk about what you're doing to celebrate 79 is a big number. So you're having your 79th annual general meeting and you are having a number of other specials that surround 79. Tell us about all that's happening at the Lambo Credit Union.
So, as you rightfully said, Lambo Credit Union is celebrating 79 years. We started in August 28, 1946. So this year, it would be 79 years of continued service to the people of Tobago. We have a loan special of $79,000 that you can access for anything that you require, for travel, for housing repairs, for vehicle repairs, for anything that you deem fit. And it comes at a very reasonable interest rate at that. This year, our AGM would be at the Shore Park Complex. It starts at 4:15 registration and it officially begins at 5 p.m. And I'm encouraging everyone, all members, to be there and ensure that you have your voices heard, because this is the environment for you to know about the finances of the credit union, for you to know about the achievements, for you to know about what the credit union has been doing for the past year. Indeed, it is no small feat to be around for 79 years. That is a lot longer than any of us have been here. I think it's probably twice our age or even more than that. And to see a credit union that would have started from giving their first loan of $25 back in 1946 to now, this year, giving over $30 million in loans, it shows a significant growth. It shows a significant investment into the people of Tobago. And it shows that Lambo Credit Union continues to hold true to its motto, always here for you.
All right. And can you tell us about how the credit union is performing currently and some of the benefits that the current members are, having?
Well, Lambo is performing great, in my opinion. All right. Some of the benefits is that we have shares, your savings accounts, loans, as Mr. Dinoon rightly said, as we have that $79,000 special going on. We also have insurances that we offer. For example, the family indemnity plan that is there to cover you in a time when you lose a loved one, right? I can go a little further. Most recently in June, as of the 1st of June, those premiums went up, but they are so small, right? For a large benefit, all right? So it starts from a figure of $63.40 all the way up to $634, all right? And the benefit begins at $10,000 to a max of $100,000.
Right, and you know, the thing that everybody's excited about when they hear about the credit union is what is the payout like? What, you know, what are my returns? So what are the rates currently?
The rates you have on the loans at the moment, we have like 1% on your reducing balance to as low as 0.75%. All right. The payouts with regards to the family indemnity plan is as 10,000, 20,000, all the way up 30,000, 40, 65 to 100,000. So that depends on which plan you can afford. All right? And once you decide on that, then you will know. Now, mind you, this plan doesn't only cover you. It covers to a max of 9 persons of your immediate family. Immediately being your spouse, your children, your parents. All right? They most recently, it used to be 6 persons, but with the increase, they gave us an ability to cover 3 additional children. So now you can cover that child, that godchild that you are seeing about all these years. You can now have that opportunity to cover that child.
Right. And Keegan, you know, in your introduction, you stated that, you know, 79 years has been a long time for the development of the credit union. Tell us a bit about, you know, some of the updates that the credit union has been doing in order to stay up with the time that we're in.
That's an excellent question. So what we have been doing recently is doing a survey with our membership to see how we have been serving them and see how we can serve them better. And that survey has recently concluded, and a number of things are going to be implemented from that survey. You would see recently we are a bit more in a bit more communication with our members in terms of via text message, via emails. We are also ensuring that members get their portfolio before the AGM. So if you realize, the virtual copy of the booklet would have gone out a long time ago prior to the AGM, which is next week Tuesday, just to ensure that members have the opportunity to browse through so that they can ask the amount of questions that they want to ask and get the responses that they want. What is most important, Chanel, is Lambo Credit Union this year is going to be paying a dividend of 4%. And that is a very, very good dividend at this time in this harsh economic crisis that we are going through. And so for a credit union to be around for 79 years and continuously growing its membership to over 6,000, because I think the last time I was here, our membership was a little over 5,000. And this time I'm here, it has grown past 6,000. So it shows a continued growth in the credit union. It shows that people are understanding the benefit of joining a credit union. And so I would encourage any young person to ensure that you invest your money into the credit union, have a nice share portfolio, because the dividends are quite handsome, and so that you could use that to travel, to invest, to do whatever you need to do as a young person. You could even use it as a collateral for future loans as well.
Excellent. And, you know, I see that you have that $75,000 loan. $79,000 loan, whether it be for back to school or whatever your current expenses might be. Talk to us a bit about that particular promotion.
So that $79,000 loan is in celebration of our upcoming 79th anniversary. And you have to access that loan between now and the 31st of August. To access that loan, you could either be a new member or an existing member. So new members have the same opportunity to access the $79,000 loan. You can come to the credit union at any time, take our membership form, sign up, and then access the loan facility. We are encouraging, especially young people, old people, in between, young at heart, come to the credit union, access the facilities, because literally we are here for you to service any needs that you have, to fulfill any dreams that you may have, to ensure that we can be your partner in creating the memories and the lifestyle that you want to have as a citizen of Tobago.
Right, and even as we talk about, staying up to date with the times and meeting the people where they are, how are you meeting the different demographics, specifically the youth demographic? How are you, structuring some of your plans to include them and to appeal to them?
So quite recently, we have launched our PAL loan. That is our Professional Academic Advancement Loan, because we recognize that young people are passionate about advancing their education. And currently, GATE will only cover your first degree. So we would have offered this loan up to $120,000 that would cover your master's, that would cover any certificate program that you may want to do, that would cover your doctorate if you want to apply to do your doctorate as well. And this comes at a significantly reduced interest rate in comparison to the other loans that we offer. So we are ensuring that we not only meet the overall needs of the membership, but the specific needs, especially of those new members who are passionate about investing in their education. Additionally, we have made a conscious effort to ensure that we remain relevant on social media. So we have our Instagram page, we have our website, we have our Facebook page, where we know young people would visit very regularly, and that is where most of them get that information. Interestingly enough, we recognize that Tobago Updates and also Radio Tambourine has a very far-reaching as well. And so that is why you would see us here very regularly, ensuring that we use all the mediums available to us to reach the membership, to reach the citizens, so that everyone can access the opportunities that are available at the credit union for them.
Right, and Nikian, tell us about some of the community-based initiatives that the credit union has engaged in.
Okay, so we have our Vida Moses Wellington SCA Awards, which is to take place very soon. So for our members, our children who are members of the credit union, we give them that little encouragement, that little push into the new step into secondary life. So we are asking parents to please come out, register the children, and let them be awarded for their hard work.
Right, so tell us a bit about how that foundation functions and how it helps to boost the community a little bit.
Well, it's an encouragement to the children. When you're growing up, you have your little
and as an
piggy
encouragement,
bank.
is it a financial encouragement?
Yes, it is a
Right.
financial encouragement. So what we do, we award them with little stationaries and stuff, but our top student, whoever that may be, they get a bursary for the next 5 years once they keep their academics up.
Okay,
So
and what does that look like? How much is it? Are you at liberty to
I'm not at
disclose?
liberty to divulge.
Okay, all right.
Just
I
to add to what she had to say in terms of what we do socially,
Right.
we have also made a significant investment in the Lambo FC football club in the community. We have also made an investment into verse speaking, a competition that we hold every year. And next year we intend to expand that to spoken word as well. So we continue to make a significant investment, not only in education, but in also the social programs and so forth. Last year we would have embarked on a program where we recognize all our old members, the foundation members who would have contributed to the credit union. We went around and honored and sat and had a conversation with them. And we hope to continue that this year as well. So we are ensuring that we meet our social responsibility as a credit union. We also donate a lot. A number of groups write to us for sponsorship, and we also ensure that we support them where we can as a credit union.
Excellent. And so remind us about the AGM and the time and the location for that.
So our AGM this year is next week, Tuesday, the 22nd. It starts at 5 p.m. Registration opens at 4:15 p.m. The AGM may last between 2 to 3 hours. Ensure that you are there. Are you a member of the credit union, Ms. Felix?
I am not actually.
All right, nice. Before I leave here, I'd ensure that you have a form.
All right.
Because you need to be a part of this movement to ensure that you...
I think I once inquired about having an account, and they told me I had to get an appointment in order to open an account. I just found that the process was a bit lengthy.
Well, that has since changed. You no longer have to get an appointment to have an account. You just sign up the form, you drop it in, and we would call you and organize the rest. So, as I said, we have listened to the members, and that has been one of the cries in terms of the process to open an account. And thus far, that has been streamlined. And now it's a lot easier to open an account. It's a lot easier to become a member. And so now that I'm giving you that information, I look forward to seeing your application come across the desk by next week, Wednesday. By the time we able to sit on.
I mean, well, you are talking about some really attractive benefits when we talk about the type of dividends that are being distributed and the interest rates. I mean, it's quite encouraging.
Wonderful.
We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back as we discuss more about what's happening as the Lambo Credit Union celebrates 79 years. See you soon.
New dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is
The Tobago Heritage Festival 2025 this week has the highly anticipated Folk Fiesta on Tuesday, July 15th at the Shore Park Complex from 3 p.m. We Tambourine Story 2, July 16th at the Hope Community Center. Youth Quake, July 17th at the Shore Park Complex. Courtship Codes, July 18th at the Golden Lane Government Primary School. Tobago Old Time Wedding in Mariah, July 19th. And then we head to Mason Hall on Sunday, July 20th for the games we used to play.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and the Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting With Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways. Tickets to the Heritage events and a 2-night stay to the Mandalina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago Updates on all their social media platforms, Kina Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and do something.
Hello, New York! Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17th, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But I forget to tell all you, it's we 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Again, I'm your host Chanel Felix, and this morning we have been chatting with the lovely folks at Lambo Credit Union. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, good morning.
Again. So we have Keegan and Nikian here with us this morning, and they're talking about all the promotions and happenings at the Lambo Credit Union as they celebrate 79 years. Now, they are having their annual general meeting that's happening next week, Tuesday. But, you know, in addition to the general meeting, there's a lot that's happening at Lambo Credit Union. We have already touched on a number of those things, whether it be from your community initiatives or your promotions. You know, there's a lot that's happening. So even as it pertains to the benefits that persons can derive from joining the credit union, you know, you told us about the dividend rates, you told us about the interest rate. But what else can persons look forward to when they join the credit union?
Well, we are passionate about financial literacy. And so through our marketing team, we have a financial literacy team that you can invite to your youth organizations, to your churches, to any group of individuals that want to learn about how to become more financially wise. And this team comes at no cost. This is one of our social programs, no cost. We will come to you. We will give you the sessions, teach you about budgeting, teach you about how to manage debt, how to do debt consolidations, how to ensure that your credit rating is good. Because you see, a number of things that we take for granted, especially as young people, you may take out a digital package and don't pay it, not recognizing that that would affect your credit in the long run. You may take out a credit card and say, I'm going to pay that when I feel like, not realizing that down the road when you want to take out a mortgage and they pull a credit check on you, this would affect significantly your ability to have that loan. And so our financial literacy team comes to you, they give you that information, and they put you in a much better position in ensuring that you plan for your financial future.
Excellent. And what are some of the other loans that we can look forward to? Because, you know, there's a lot happening. There's the October Carnival.
True.
As you said, there's the education loan. How can persons come to you and benefit from that? What's the procedure? What's the requirements? Is it quick? Is it easy? Or do they have to get appointments?
We have an existing harvest loan that runs throughout the year. You can access that at any time. We also have the upcoming Carnival loan to facilitate your needs during the October Carnival. And so look at our social media, Lambo Credit Union on Instagram, Lambo Credit Union on Facebook. You could check our website, www.lambocreditunion.com. You could even call us at 639-5060 to get any information that you require. The thing about it is, Chanel, we as a credit union try our utmost best to reach the needs of the members where they are. So if you want a quick loan of $5,000, you could get that. If you want a mortgage loan, you could get that. Any kind of loan that you believe that you need to advance yourself as an individual, we can and will provide. We have a stringent loan criteria just to ensure that we protect the assets of the members. Because when you join the credit union, you become a shareholder. You're not just a member, you're a shareholder. You're a part owner of the credit union. And it is our responsibility as a credit union to protect your interest. And so even though we try to ensure that the loan process is fast, we also try to ensure that we give what you call good loans, and not loans that will end up in delinquency. And so when you join the credit union next week, you can have faith and trust that the membership there, the board of directors, the credit committee and the supervisory committee have your best interests at heart.
I'm happy to hear that. But, you know, even as persons who want to find out more about what's happening at the credit union, how can they reach you?
Well, as I indicated before on our website, www.lambocreditunion.com, you can check our Instagram account at Lambo Credit Union. You could also check us on Facebook, Lambo Credit Union as well. Just type it in on Facebook and it would come up. And if you don't get through any of those measures, you can even call me, or you can call the credit union at 639-5060.
Excellent. And Nikian, is there anything that you want to tell our audience before we wrap up this morning?
Yes, I want to take this opportunity to invite our members to come in, visit the office, any of the branches, Lambo or Camby, update your information. You know, we want to get those telephone contacts, updated your addresses. Just come in and visit at any time. Our office hours are 8:30 to 3 p.m. at Lambo, Monday to Thursday, 8:30 to 3:30 on a Friday. And at Camby, It's 9 to 3:30 daily, Monday to Friday.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on this morning and letting us know all that Lambo Credit Union is doing to celebrate 79 years. And so we look forward to that annual general meeting that's happening next week, Tuesday. So, Keegan, you might want to give the people a last reminder of the time, date, and the location.
So our AGM is on the 22nd of July this month. It happens at Shaw Park Cultural Complex. Registration starts at 4:15 p.m. The AGM officially kicks off at 5 p.m. Ensure to be there, ensure to have your voices heard, and ensure to come and hold us accountable for what we have been doing with you and your shares, because you are, as I said, a shareholder, owner, part owner of the credit union. So this is about you ensuring that we have your best interests at heart. Because when you come to our AGM, this is the opportunity to ask questions, to know what is happening, to see the achievements, to see where the improvements are needed, and we want to hear from you. So see and be there.
All right, and finally, are there, any current assets that persons can benefit from the credit union? Usually credit unions have lands that they give special privileges to for their members at special rates. Do you guys have any available at the moment?
So we recently finished selling out all of the lands that we had available. We had some in the Bacalet area. We are currently embarking on having some more available up at French Road. So we are in the process of organizing that, so you can look out for that. So I'm encouraging you to join, become a member, because we would have that available, especially for our members. So for any young person, any person at all who is looking forward to ensuring that they access what the credit union has to offer, now is the best time to join.
Excellent. Well, you heard it here, guys. All that the Lambo Credit Union is offering as they celebrate 79. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversation right after this. So see you soon.
Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and
Hello, New York! Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17th, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But hey, I forget to tell all you, it's we 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 bottle of rum, DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 girls to a man, DJ start the thing, let me rum my shit. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Hey, 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 take out your flag and fling it up, take out something and fling it up, fling it up, fling it up high. Hey, 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 start to jump up and fling it up, take out something and fling it up.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. This morning, we are chatting all about young women in leadership and women empowerment. I have the opportunity this morning to sit with two lovely young Tobago women who have represented us at that Young Women Empowerment Leadership Debate program that took place within the Parliament over the last few months. Good morning, ladies, and welcome. So, sitting next to me this morning, I have Tiana Winchester, who was the Shadow Minister for Trade, Tourism, and Culture, and she also represented Tobago East. And then a bit further away from me this morning, I have Miss Adana Romeo, who was the Shadow Minister for Foreign and CARICOM Affairs and MP for Tobago West. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
So I should say good morning to our MPs for Tobago East and Tobago West. So you guys participated in this program, and I'm guessing that it was a really enriching experience. Tell us a bit about that parliamentary training experience that took place from the women parliamentarians of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so basically it's an initiative hosted and run by the women parliamentarians of Trinidad and Tobago, and the role is to empower young women to take up more roles in parliament. It was a wonderful experience. We had a training, so different topics were spoken about, like parliamentary roles in that, also AI. So a lot of things geared towards that.
Right. Adana, tell us about what the theme was for the debate this year.
So the debate was on the issue of human trafficking. And human trafficking involves many acts. It's the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons. It can also be done by various means, so through the use or threat of force, coercion, fraud, as well as others, for the purpose of exploitation, which can be sexual, labor, as well as the removal of organs.
Right, Adana, tell us about the age group that you saw while participating in this program. I'm thinking that, you had a wide range of young women, spanning from persons who had recently graduated from high school, go all the way up. Tell us about that.
Yes, so the age range for the program is 18 to 29 years. So those were the people eligible to apply.
Excellent. Tiana, tell us a bit about your personal experience, and do you feel like participating in debates of this nature accelerates your knowledge on a particular topic?
Well, I've started having a passion for debating and advocacy in 2023 because I was one of the representatives for Signal Hill Secondary in the Tobago Day debate hosted by the Assembly legislator. So this was a very enriching experience, and yeah, I love it, and I think it's a really great way to learn about topics such as human trafficking. That's very important, and I think more youths need to be aware of it and the implications.
Right. And, from both of you ladies, tell us about what side of the debate you sat on. Did you sit on the for or against side, and what were some key policy recommendations that came forth that you personally believe should be taken into deeper consideration from, the sitting administration at the central government level?
Okay, so while being the MPs for Tobago East and West, we were opposition, and the motion was brought by the opposition, so we were in favor of the motion, which is that for the next 6 months, the government should take urgent steps to combat human trafficking in Trinidad and Tobago. That's broadly speaking. As it pertains to initiatives, well, I had to speak from the Foreign and CARICOM Affairs perspective. And, in my research, I came across the Regional Trafficking in Persons Committee Forum report from last year. And one of the recommendations from the UNODC was that CARICOM have a more coordinated response to the issue, given that Trinidad and Tobago is often used as a transshipment point. So one of my suggestions were that in addition to formal collaborations, because they are through CARICOM Impacts, which is the security arm of CARICOM, as well as with international partners, that Trinidad and Tobago should adopt the best practices that were highlighted in the report present in other countries. That way we could lead by, action, as in if we start adopting it, then it would become more uniform across other CARICOM members.
All right, Tiana, what about you? Well, obviously you were also for the motion, but what were some of the key policy initiatives that you think should be taken into consideration?
Well, in my presentation, I had highlighted that we need to take a more collaborative role in pertains to tourism, the tourism sector, and the people working in tourism. Okay, so you can have people from different countries coming in, and you're not aware of them being trafficked because they are not equipped with the resources or the knowledge to identify someone who is being human trafficking. So one of the points I had made is that they need to be knowledgeable on that, so that if something was to happen like that, they would be able to identify it and do the proper protocols to handle it.
Excellent. And even as it pertains to these type of debates, you said that you had your foundation with the Assembly legislature. Tell us about how important those type of debates are as a foundation to help you build the skills and equip you with what it really takes to even step out and go and debate on the parliamentary level.
Okay, well, personally, before this, I was not as open or interested in this, but I think it helps to empower young people and you gain confidence from it. So that's what I really believe, as well as with the Tobago Day debates, we had the opportunity to also venture into the UK and visit other places and gain other experiences. And that just really builds on your confidence, as I stated before. And if you already have a passion for it, it just increases it more, or if not, it's just for confidence and new experiences.
Excellent. Adana, what about you? What would have led you to the point of even applying for the YES Leadership Program? And is this your first goal with this type of debating?
Well, yes, I never did youth parliamentary debates while at high school, but I am an attorney at law by profession. So it was another form of advocacy for me that I felt I needed to explore. I would love to be involved in community work, just empowering young women to take up leadership roles, because we are in the minority in the parliament as well. So I thought it would have been a good experience as well to be able to empower other young women to take certain career paths. Even if you're like me, I didn't necessarily do all the youth debates, but it's still a possibility. Like, you can always get the experience if it's something you are committed to doing.
Tell us about your experience with the training and what really stood out for you in that overall experience.
Well, what stood out for me was we had the opportunity of going to a diplomatic reception, which was hosted in conjunction with the Dutch embassy in Trinidad, where there were other diplomats from other countries, as well as the comprehensive parliamentary training also stood out, because prior to the debate, we were taken into the chamber, we were told where we were supposed to sit. They taught us about the standing orders, how we speak, how we address the speaker as well. So I think the comprehensive parliamentary training for me, as well as just how we are supposed to carry ourselves as young women, as ambassadors of the program, how to do research, that was a very important training session, how you do research for parliamentary debates as well, how to vet data sources, how to use AI responsibly, which I think is a current issue across, many industries today, to make sure that, you vet, even though AI don't just take what it gives back, so you actually read the source if it provides the source documents and things like that.
Excellent. Hannah, what about you? I think that, it's a well-rounded training session. You have to go down, is it every weekend that you're in Trinidad?
It wasn't every single weekend. It was hybrid, so
Okay.
virtual and in person. But yes, we had to go down quite a lot on Saturdays, so that was taking up majority of our Saturdays, early morning. But I agree with Adana in the cocktail reception. That was a very wonderful event. We got to meet different ambassadors, speak with them on different areas of issues that's happening globally. And yeah, it was a really great experience.
Excellent. And, even from this and having those interactions, those connections, has it shaped where you see yourself going in the future?
Yes. So I'm interested in a career in medicine, but I still see a chance of me going into advocacy and diplomacy in the future as well. So it has shaped where I see myself in the future.
So are you now between a rock and a hard place trying to decide if you want to be Dr. Winchester or if you are going to be a diplomat?
I don't think I have to choose.
Okay.
So if in the future, because that's a long time from now, I could be both if I choose to be.
You can. There's literally no limits to what you can achieve. Adana, you are already an attorney at law. Has this shaped how you see your career progressing?
Yes, I think from this experience, I'm going to continue to seek other opportunities as this one, where I can, just expand my depth of knowledge and just learn how to do more community-based advocacy as well. And I think I've always been interested in diplomacy, honestly. While I was at university, I did a lot of international law courses. And the cocktail really did help to show that ambassadors and, foreign service officers really can come from a variety of backgrounds. Because there was a British foreign service officer and her background was in law enforcement. So it's just you met a really wide depth of people, as in you can get into diplomacy, advocacy from any walk of life. I think, being an attorney is more of an analogous profession in that you are taught to speak, taught to advocate. But yes, I do see it as part of my future endeavors.
Excellent. And from both of you, as we wrap up this morning, is this something that you are recommending to other young women in Tobago to participate in next year, and why?
Yes, I would recommend that other young women do apply and participate next year, because apart from the, early morning flights and all these Saturdays, it was really worth it in the end. I would say that the person I was at the beginning of this program is not the person I am now. I think, we all are a sum of lived experiences, and this is definitely a positive one that I think that young women in Tobago should take advantage of.
Excellent. And what about you, Tiana? Because you are also fresh out of sixth form.
Yes, I am.
Right, and so even as you look around at your colleagues, how do you think this can impact them?
I highly recommend this program, especially as a Tobagonian. I think more of us should definitely apply. It's, as she said, it helps enriching you with different skills. Even if you don't want to go into politics or diplomacy, you still gain confidence, you gain different skills as well, and you will not be the same person you were at the beginning. So I think I highly recommend this, and I think they should definitely sign up next year.
Excellent. Well, again, we want to thank you guys so much for, flying that Tobago flag at the parliamentary level for that leadership program and debate. I'm wishing you guys all the best in your future endeavors as you progress in your career. I'm guessing you're going off to university, Tiana.
Yes.
Excellent, and congratulations to you. And even as you expand your career, Adana, I am wishing you all the best from our team here at Tobago Updates. And again, thank you for representing Tobago well. Guys, unfortunately, this is where we come to the end of this morning's discussions. I want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.